Hello everyone, and welcome to my Waypoint graphing system. My Waypoint graphing system uses Maya as its graphical front end, and the back end is all programmed in C++. Now, to get started, as you can see, I have a nice empty Maya file here, and we're going to need a model to act as our waypoints. We can use any kind of model we want with our waypoints. So what I'm just going to do is simply create a cone, and I'm going to flip this cone around. There we go. And I'm also going to translate the translate node down a little bit, just because I like to have it on the point. And move it back up. So here we go. This is going to be my waypoint. Now, one little note, whenever you remove this little waypoint node, you can get a discrepancy. As you can see, I will have this thing positioned at 0, 0, 0, but I have a translate of 1 in the y direction. That's because I moved this. So it's always a good idea to modify and freeze transformation. That'll clean things up a little bit. That's just a little side note. We're going to name this node now. I'm going to name it start node. And let's move it over. Having a good naming scheme is always a great idea, and you'll see why. I'm going to duplicate it, and move this one back over, and name this end node. So I have a start node and an end node. Obviously, I'm going to be trying to go from here to here. But we're going to put some nodes in the middle. So I'm going to Control D and move this one over here. And waypoint 0. I'm going to name this waypoint 0. Duplicate it. Move this thing back out. And as you can see, Maya automatically updates the name for waypoint 1. Duplicate it. This is waypoint 2. Move this over. And for the hell of it, we're just going to move this up a little bit. Why not? So here we have, 5 waypoints, but we need to tell it how many paths we're going to go through here. And so what we're going to do is open up some null scripts to create these paths. To open up the UI system for the null script, I'm going to type in lowercase q, capital I, and here it is. This is a nice small UI system. What we're going to be using is just the create path and parse path. So here we have our start node, and I'm going to create a path from the start node to a waypoint. Create path. As you can see, it creates a line that represents the path between these two nodes. You can also select multiple nodes, select create path, and it'll create a path between every node. So it creates every path between them. Now I'm just going to finish this up. I'm going to create a path from here to here. Create path. Create a path from here to here. Create path. From here to here. Create path. And from here to here. Create path. Now these are all double direction paths, so every line needs to be going from here to here and from here to here. So now we're actually done on the Maya side. This is a waypoint system. So all we're going to do is now I'm going to select parse path. And because I haven't saved this thing yet, it's going to bring up the save menu. And I'm going to save this. I'm going to call it my path. I'm going to save it to my desktop and always save it as a .ma. I'm not going to be parsing through a binary file. So save it as a .ma and anything you want to call it. I'm going to call it my path. Save. And down here, it should say finished parsing and then my file name. So we're done here. We're going to go to my desktop and see that we have the MA file here and also a text file. This text file, its name will always be the same name as your MA with an underscore paths on the end. And it's always saved in the same directory as your .ma. Open this up, and as you can see, it's just a bunch of text. This text is going to get parsed, and it's going to do pretty much what it says. It's going to create nodes, and it's going to connect them. So now let's go to the code. So here we are. Here's a bunch of code. Now all we're going to have to look at is here. Start node, end node. Remember I said we want to have a good naming scheme? This is how we access the node manually. We just simply pass it the name of the node and it goes off and it retrieves whichever node has that name for us. So we have our start point is going to be the start node and the end point is going to be end node. The class that actually holds everything is called WapointGraph. This is a global variable and I made it map. And the map is then going to create a path through this map, and it's just going to be a stack of waypoints. Stack is a simple C++, C standard class, template class. So we're going to scroll down, don't have to worry about all this. And here is the main entry point of the function. This right here, map.loadPath, is what loads from the text file. So as you can see, I am passing in the text file from my desktop, and that gets parsed and it gets stored in map. And that creates the positions of all the nodes and all the connections between them. Down here we have the path assignment. And what I use is the A-star algorithm. The A-star algorithm is a simple algorithm that takes a map of points and it uses a weighting system to find the shortest path through it. Don't have to worry about too much. All it takes is two arguments, a start point and an end point. They're both graph nodes. So as you can see, we get node by name start point and get node by name end point, which are the two strings we defined above. And I have a little mover that has a function for follow path, and all it does is it takes the path that we just made, which is once again a stack of waypoints. This stack has the top of it is the start point and the bottom of it is the end point, and everything in between is in order the waypoints you need to hit to get to the end. So all you gotta do is always say go to the top node, and when you get to the top node you simply pop it up, because now the top node is going to be the next point in the path. Very simple. So I've made no changes to the code. I'm just going to hit play. And now, as you can see, we have a 3D view of the path that we made in Maya. And this is in the game. So this is all the game code, and as you can see, this is the start point, and it's going to go from here to here to here, which is written out as the start node to the waypoint 0 to the end node. Let's go back to Maya. Find our start node. Here's our start node. This is our start node. As you can see, the quickest path definitely looks like it should go from here to here. And take a nice look at that. Take a nice look at this. They're exactly the same. So that's about it. It's a very easy thing to use. Your artists can easily make up your graphing points and your paths, because if they're used to Maya already, then it should be second nature. That's about it. I hope you enjoy. Thanks.